when we last left our intrepid adventurers.
Nice.
We got this big old city, and they're pushing the elves out of the area that the elves are supposed to be, where they've been for, like, you know, forever or whatever. And now they have nowhere else to be, but all up in your business. Y'all didn't used to fight each other, I bet. But now you are.
Our town was founded after the first great war between Lacanian and elves. On the side of it, I'd say that we pretty much since the beginning.
And so, you know, we put the past behind us, we're friends, and we take down the government. That's what we're saying. And I think if I can roll well enough, so to speak, as they say.
And you remember that he just recently became chief after the death of his father just weeks ago. You all have been chosen to represent the village of Pterodactyl.
Whoops.
As we find justice.
Oh, God.
Don't you think?
What do you know of magic?
More than any half-blood might ever hope to. Would you trust the word of your own blood over the word of these creatures?
We can band together, and as we go, we can gather more supporters, and we can take down the whole fucking government. Natural 20, bitches.
The chief spreads his hands out and yells real loud, "Quiet, quiet, order, order," and he bangs his fist on the table.
And I'm gonna say, just to really dive that bootlicker in, I'm gonna say, yes, people, come on, let the honorable man speak.
The chief looks around and says, "Does anybody else have anything to say in the defense of Pterodactyl?"
Steven is gonna take like a step forward and look all official and shit and try and stand up straight. It doesn't work.
As you're about to step forward and make this address, looking into the wings at your fellow villagers and the remaining council members, you realize that Moyat isn't among them. And he sat on the council, and there's no way he would have fled the town with those who fled. There's absolutely no way that he would have left. But, and I don't know if the audience or the other party members know who Moyat is. But you distinctly notice his absence just as you're about to address the chief. Now,
absence noted.
Go ahead.
Where's my Moy at?
That's what I said.
That's what he said.
Steven is big, but he doesn't really strike an impressive character. But he does his best. He like stands up straight and kind of like looks all proud and says, "I was born in Pterodactyl. I was raised in Pterodactyl. From the time I became of age, I've paid taxes to the Lacanians, and the Lacanians have done nothing but cause us trouble and send us on errands and put our lives on the line while they collect our money. Fuck them." And then I step back in line.
Fuck them.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
I'll roll persuasion with advantage. That's going to be a 13.
A 13?
13.
All right. The chief says, if nobody else has anything to add. Looking around.
No.
And nobody seems to.
I'll throw a bardic inspiration at someone if they have good persuasion or performance or something, but
I have nothing relevant to add.
what's your persuasion, man?
Not good.
5 plus 5.
Is it +5? What?
Your charisma's really good.
Yeah.
You're
Why don't I throw you?
sorcerer.
I'm gonna throw. Can I do a bardic inspiration? Can I sing to?
With a 14 on insight, how are things going?
Really well currently. From what you're feeling pretty good about things so
I
far.
don't have to say anything. I don't need to.
But can I do that if we want to add to it? Because I mean that's a D6. That doesn't really work for that exactly, though, does it? Or is that?
Yeah, you can do bardic
you can
inspiration.
throw it
And then you
get
get a +5, so that's a plus 11 to whatever you roll. Well, it could
It's
be
a
up to a
D6.
plus 11. That's pretty good.
What is there to add?
That's where Ulrich is.
You could just yell justice. Or freedom, like Braveheart style.
What?
You are a super weird species no one knows.
No one knows what's going to happen next, right? All right,
I never believe it.
All right, so...
Are you going to do something, Mandark? You got to tell me what you're rolling.
No.
He's rolling potato.
Oh.
God, I fucking rolled potato.
I was just offering. Like, I will give you one if I can do that.
No, I have no idea what to add to this trial. I mean,
Okay.
You know, after your...
There's also the fact, I'll go ahead and tell you that you guys are, like, between Cannon and Steven just now, you guys are doing pretty good on the persuasion front, and it is possible with a bad roll to
Yeah.
remove some of the ground that you've gained.
Ulrich is a very foot and mouth kind of guy. He doesn't need to say anything.
Well, I just thought with Luke having a +5, and if there was a bardic inspiration, like that's pretty good. Like,
Pretty good. No,
but you don't do it yet.
I don't have shit to add.
Well, the chief says, if nobody else has anything to add, and he looks to all of you, and then he kind of, you see him look behind you, and then all of a sudden, each one of you feels a spear in the back of your neck.
Does it just feel
Did
like
you just
a spear, or
cross?
is it?
I'm confused.
Not stabbing, just like
You haven't been
point.
stabbed, but there is definitely a spear pressing into the back of your neck, right at your spine, and it pushes in enough to maybe even draw blood a little bit, and god damn it.
Ow.
I don't like
Okay.
Ow.
Well, this is a bummer.
Lenara stands up and says, before we render our verdict on the village of Pterodactyl, the 4 of you are charged with the murder of 6 of our warriors on the northern game trails a mile outside of town just 2 days ago. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
A lot.
I'm also going to go with not guilty.
Yeah, dude. Yep. What
Not-
he said.
Not guilty.
Yeah.
Fantastic. She steps forward and pulls out of her robe
So body cams?
what would appear to be like a handful of small sticks and says, from this point on, anybody who speaks out of turn will lose their life. And she goes along and says, each one of you will take one of these reeds, and whoever draws the shortest one will go first. The next shortest will go next, so on and so forth.
I really thought those were the werewolf sticks.
definitely-
I did too.
I was
I
like,
really did.
Definitely the shortest one.
like, we're gonna get a weapon in this
And
courtroom.
so all of you roll d20s to draw straws to see who's going to testify first in
Okay.
this sudden, unexpected murder part of the trial.
Dum dum. I drew a 10 stick.
Yeah, I got a 15 stick.
17.
Oh, I was really kind of hoping Mandark would have to go first.
I'm glad I rolled a 4. 'cause
So
I-
the order of the testimonies will be Ulrich, Cannon, Stephen, Mandark.
Oh, I don't want to go first.
Ulrich, what say you in your defense?
Okay. So we captured some of these necromancers.
Do you want a speech first or roll first? It's up to you.
I'll roll.
What you rolling for? Persuasion?
Performance.
Okay. If you're going to lie at all, it has to be deception. And you pled not guilty, and you killed those people.
Are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Julius
Deception then.
Deception.
And I'm going to roll an inspiration on it.
You
get advantage on the
I
inspiration.
know.
roll. Yep.
It was almost an 18. And okay, so it's going to be a 17. 18. No, wait. No, 17. Shit. It's going to be 17 on my deception.
17 on your deception. All right, give me your bluff.
So we captured these dudes. Robes and shit. They were some weirdos. Anyways. Acolytes, right? That's what we were talking about. And we were bringing them back.
Insolites.
I like it. We were bringing them back to talk, figure out, kind of what the whole plan was with whoever him is and the whole thing.
Him
And
guy? Him guy?
And I guess
Him die.
they had sticks. You know magic, so, there's sticks and you can do things with them. Well, we didn't know that exactly at the time. At least I didn't know.
Sticks
So-
and the things you can do with them. A brochure.
So anyways, these duders got some
Your local
sticks.
trouble stop.
And then there's just like all this on a fucking web. And they escape us. And it all just kind of happened really fast. It was crazy. All this web everywhere. Hard to see kind of really 100% what was going on. And then we were running. Because people were trying to kill us. So we were like, well, we'll just run back to town. I don't know. Right? Like, that's what happened.
And you don't know what happened to our warriors?
I mean, we were definitely trying to get these to attack the web dudes, right? You know, they were escaping, and they're clearly bad guys and chicks. I don't really like hitting girls or anything, but I mean, can't just let them like run and wreak havoc. They made a giant fucking spider web. Who knows if there's a giant goddamn spider? The dragon might show up at any moment. It was a very confusing and stressful time. You've been in fights, I'm sure. You look like you could probably hurt me pretty bad. So I'm just going to assume that you've done that. When like your adrenaline's pumping and there's blood in your ears and you're just like...
She said, that's quite enough.
You get
Thank
it?
you.
Scary. Anyways,
Yes, I understand.
so maybe you're not like a runawayer, but I just, in that moment, it seemed like the best answer was run away. We just did. I don't know. And then, we tried to get them and throw in the, just everything's fighting but honestly,
Okay, yes, no, I understand. And please, stop talking or I'll kill you.
Can I just sip on this wine a little bit, man? I'm
How long
nervous.
have you wanted to say that? Got him.
She turns to Cannon and says, and you, half-blood, what do you have to say in your defense of these heinous murders?
Well, I don't know. Let me roll about it first.
You throw in a fucking die.
No. There goes another inspiration. I am not taking that.
Borrow a pencil real quick. I can mark one of mine
There
off.
should have been a few out there.
That one's only an
I am not
eraser.
taking that natural
So
one.
you can draw
either.
on this one, and then you have to erase on the other one.
That's what I need.
Fuck me.
All right, what you got?
Roll another inspiration, dude. Do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. Literally the highest I've rolled so far has been 3.
Can you bardic inspiration yourself?
No.
I don't think
Oh.
Guess I'll let you use 2 inspirations
my
on the same
die.
roll.
No, I already use it. It's fine. 22.
22. Yeah, that really awful, shabby 22.
Yo, it's better than fucking. Well, my natural 1 would have been an 8, but still, like,
Not a good time.
I don't care. This is important. I'm not trying to die about it. So, I will agree with what Ulrich said. It was extremely chaotic. I will add this in the sake of in the sake of transparency. We did attack anyone and everyone coming at us. As you might imagine, having to fight Skelemans, having to fight the reanimated dead, having to capture a bunch of cultists who apparently can just fucking reanimate the dead. Big deal, right? It's been a weird few days.
No
We had
sleep.
no sleep at all. We have injured people in the party who were with us trying to return to Pterodactyl. That's all we were trying to do is get back. If we get attacked, when that web came out and when they came out of the woods and
Fucking web.
our life is all we were trying to save, and that is fair, and anyone here would have done that. Any of us.
So you admit that you killed them?
No,
in your self-defense.
No, it was self-defense, and then to be honest with you, I don't know legitimately who killed anyone. I know I threw some blows, I shot some arrows, but we ran.
She says, and you, Stephen, what do you say in your defense? What are you rolling?
It doesn't really matter. There's a lot of zeros here.
Well, I gotta know if you're trying to do deception or
Yeah. I'm gonna tell the same
Acrobatics,
story. More or less. I'm gonna get that pencil.
charades.
Yeah. I'm gonna get this pencil ready because I'm fully prepared to blow some inspiration here. I'm gonna persuade.
Okay.
Let's get persuading. All right, 14. I can live with a 14. I'm fine with a 14.
14.
I will hang on to my inspiration. Actually, no, I am going to burn an inspiration just to see if I can get it better.
Okay.
Good call.
One more again.
One more again. Okay, 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's better.
Nice.
I feel better about that.
Good.
After the incident in North Hole in the Ground, where we
Also called the mouth.
God.
That was what we called it.
The old North Pole incident,
after the North Hole incident,
Incident at North Hole.
which is actually the third sequel to the Santa Claus.
yeah, it is. It's where Tim Allen gets replaced by George Lazenby. We traveled with prisoners in tow, with the cultists and acolytes in tow for days. With no sleep, with no rest, and when we were approached by the contingency of your people, we were outnumbered, we were exhausted, and we acted initially in self-defense, as Cannon and Ulrich have said, and like they also said, we fled, we ran. We knew it was a fight we couldn't win, and we opted to save our lives. And upon coming across the second party of elves, we surrendered peacefully. We came into town. If we had murdered your people, why then would we give ourselves up?
So let me ask you then how you think they died if you ran from combat.
Arrows.
Tree axes.
Sand axes.
Natural causes.
At a certain
Wait. Character voice.
Natural causes.
No, you said that if we spoke
No.
out of turn, we were gonna die.
No, we didn't. You asked him to use character voice. He didn't say that character voice. Though it is funny.
It was out of character. He doesn't die.
Come on, it's funny.
If you die, I hope it's with a bad joke.
You all notice Mandark like trying really hard not to laugh out loud for you have no idea what reason, but he seems to be holding in some Snickers.
Feeling hungry?
Hungry for apples?
Hungry for apples?
Or die.
what was the question? I've completely lost myself.
How do you imagine that our warriors came to meet their end if you ran from the fight?
Along our journey, on our return to Pterodactyl, not long before we came across the contingency of elves, our acolyte prisoners escaped us. It's possible, perhaps, that they killed the elves after we ran.
She says, indeed. She turns and says, you, little thing, what have you to say in your defense of these crimes?
No.
Remember, you can either give me the speech first and then roll, and you might get an advantage on the roll, or you can roll first and then give me the speech, and if you role play it well, I will give you inspiration.
All right. I'm going to roll for
advantage.
charisma. Charisma?
Persuasion?
Charisma.
Because the persuasion you got it better.
Yeah, 5 plus 5.
So you're going to roll first?
I'm going to roll for
Persuasion. That means you can't lie.
Oh, maybe one of your literal massive amount of inspiration that you have.
I got 10.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I have 2 now.
Now I have 9. Okay, so we're going to redo this. Alex, give me... Here, I'm going to roll yours. Are all yours?
Yeah.
Roll again to see if maybe you'll do one better because you get it. You get.
Oh, it's a high-low, right?
You get to roll advantage.
Roll the same thing. Right.
It was an 18 and a 16.
Oh.
So 18 plus your 5.
So 23.
23.
So sure.
All right, give me a defense in character that is worthy of a 23.
Your mom.
Oh man. So there we were.
This is great.
I was very much scared of the dragon for a long time.
Ulrich is actively nodding with vigor, like, guys, I'm not fucking kidding around. Dragon.
My friends talked a lot about a dragon for a very, like, for days on end. There's dragon and terrifying.
My favorite thing.
And what does this have to do with the deaths of our soldiers outside of the town?
It's a very good question.
God, Luke, I hope you were never called on me for my defense in court.
No, because I'll tell you right now, if Luke gets
Put me
up
in a
front of
fucking
the actual
chair.
judge and goes, I was very much afraid of the dragon. I mean,
What am I gonna fucking say? I've been to court. I've had it go both ways. I'll tell you what.
Oh god.
Doesn't always work how you want to. But sometimes they're just like fucking drop it.
just bring your D20 next time. Roll that 23 and be like, so, Your Honor, I rolled a 23. I think you should keep that in mind.
I don't know if you know what this means, but that's good. That's a big number, all right. Oh man. So
What is your defense for yourself in the crimes that you are charged with? You pled not guilty. Why are you not guilty of these crimes?
I didn't kill anybody.
So how do you imagine that those men came to die? Were you on the road? Were you part of this fight that everybody else has said that they were a part of?
Yeah, I was with them. Yeah.
So what happened?
I think that the men died of natural causes.
We're all gonna die, but it's worth it.
That's worth a test.
Awesome. I have no idea what I missed, and I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, like, how did these men come to die? You're like,
said that
they died of natural causes.
I mean, if you bleed out, that counts, right? That's what I'm
That's
saying.
the most natural way to die. is losing all your blood.
I shot the arrow, and the arrow hit him in the eyeball.
So
He died of blood loss.
I don't kill people. Arrows kill people. Oh.
Yes, I believe. And it was many days without any sleep, and things like that. So it's hard to remember things like.
Well, that's a very
incompetence.
She says. Well, that's a very articulate defense for such a small person.
Thank you.
And what say you, Gunther, of the black cloak? And in through a back door is led inbounds the weepy acolyte.
Bum, bum, bum.
That was not.
That's his theme music, clearly.
So this
advertisements.
is-
Night Court. We're gonna add
Harry
7
and-
seconds of every court-themed TV show song that we can squeeze into this
It's
episode.
literally the coolest thing we could do.
And Weepy.
His name's Gunther.
Gunther.
Hey, can I make-
She called him Gunther, and he has marched up onto the
Can I make
dais.
solemn and caring eye contact with him since I was so nice to him the entire fucking time? We gave him wine.
We were all very nice to him.
kind.
You make solemn and caring eye contact with him. As
I
he is.
will remember you.
He's marched up onto the dais facing you. And he is predictably sort of sobbing.
Oh my god, all this.
And he says,
Oh my god.
it's
guys.
it's actually Gunther.
Gunther.
Oh my god, really?
Oh my god, you guys!
Right now, this is the time to be concerned about your name? Jesus. Gunther.
And she says, "What say you of the events on the game trail north of town? Were you there?"
I'm gonna
And he says,
telepathically
yes.
say to Mandar,
Oh, cool.
we really should have killed everyone.
I'm looking at you
And
like,
he'd be like, man, how did you know we have telepathy now?
sick. But I'm also like,
No, it's just like
clenching my fingers like, God, I was just told.
he says, yes, I was there. I saw what happened, and it was the 4 standing here, and the 2 young ones over there were the ones that killed all of your men. I was there. It was like they said with the web, only they captured everybody. They left the elves helpless in this web, and they just killed them in cold blood.
That does not sound like me at all.
Ooh.
You did though.
Excuse me. Gunther's on my shit list right now.
Could we say that there was a World Wide Web?
Yes.
Somebody cast World Wide Web.
I'm going to cast
She turns
World
and
Wide
says,
Web.
"Do any of you have a response to this?"
I do. I'm gonna make this short and sweet.
As usual.
You brought people back from the dead, weirdo.
Would you trust a crying man in a cheesy hood who brings back the dead? Huh?
You see the elders all kind of look at each other and murmur, like and they're all kind of nodding.
It was 19.
19, okay.
Wow. Are you going to pull
Says-
this one off?
If that's all that you have to say, Gunther, and he just kind of looks down sheepishly.
Classic Gunther.
She says, "Take the defendants away back to the tent while we deliberate." And you are all marched back outside to the tent, and your bonds are removed as you're marched into the tent, but you know that outside the tent there are at least 10, 12 guards.
Cool. Sounds like a good number.
Howdy, y'all. It's Eric here, your DM and accordionist. It's the very last episode of Chapter 1. You've reached the thrilling conclusion. Thank you so much for sticking with us all the way up to this point. I'll keep it brief so that we can get you right back into the thrilling action of dry courtroom drama. I just wanted to thank y'all again, real quick, again and again, and forever and ever, and say that if you like the show, tell your friends about it. Use the hashtag SideQuestFTR or leave us ratings and reviews on Facebook and iTunes. Show your support so everybody knows how cool you are. We're going to get right back into it, but stick around at the end. We've got all kinds of fun news and announcements. And don't you worry your little heads, we're not going to have any downtime at all between chapters. We're going to be back in 2 weeks with episode 1 of chapter 2. But right now, the thrilling conclusion of Chapter 1 of SideQuest. Do you want to do anything in the waiting tent while the elves deliberate?
Get lit. Yeah. Definitely.
There's no more wine. It's just water.
Are you fucking kidding me? I asked.
Where's fucking Jesus in you?
Excuse me.
me have wine now, please.
How about a 2 on?
Oh, for persuasion, I assume? To persuade the guards to give you wine?
So, nerd, you got some like booze around here? Because I'm getting shaky.
They don't even acknowledge you.
Classic.
Open bar at the desk, right?
Understandable. I was not doing a very good job there.
You are starting to get a little shaky, too.
I know.
Oh my god! I rolled a natural 20
Oh my god.
to practice my magic.
You couldn't have rolled
All of the cheese on the table disappears.
Well, that's not magic. I rolled it up with little balls in there, and then ate them with my front teeth.
For real, you could have used your natural 20 to persuade them into getting me wine.
I'm getting so good at the trick where I go.
But you don't need to roll a 20 and then declare what it was for. He couldn't have used the 20 to...
No, I'm just it's for me. I want to know how I'm getting better at my hobby of street magic.
All of a sudden, the tent is full of rabbits.
Roll initiative.
Barbecue.
And I'm gonna be that guy and be like, you know, you could eat all these rabbits, but you can't like actually survive on rabbits, you know, because like they're so lean. Like, 'cause, you know, it's like rabbits don't have enough like fat and other things, so like you couldn't like actually survive on like rabbits, you know, because like if you were like in the woods, you couldn't, you know.
You gotta eat like rabbit food too, like lettuce.
Well, actually,
What are you? This is insanity.
I know when I survived solely on rabbits, I still allergies for it's like parsnips and turnips.
I'm gonna regale them with jokes. I tell some great jokes.
All right, roll performance.
19.
You all are thoroughly entertained while you wait on the
yeah.
verdict that will determine whether or not you're executed.
All right. So now, okay. So So here's the thing. So a guy walks into a bar, you know, and he's just having a drink, and he looks behind the bar. He says, why is there that bucket full of 50 gold pieces in there? And bartender says, you know, we have this standing bet here. So if you throw a gold piece in, you can. What you got to do is there's 3 parts to this to win the whole pot. You gotta, and he pulls out this big old thing of whiskey. You have to drink this whole bottle of homemade whiskey in one shot. That's part 1 now. Wow. And part 2 is we got this dog. He's a mean old pit bull, big as they come, big since he was a pup, and he's got an infected tooth. And you gotta pull that infected tooth out after that. And then part 3. Oh man, we've got a woman upstairs, and she. You know, she provides for the cowboys here in town. If you get my meaning for this, and
I'm really.
we got to hear her screaming. We got to hear her screaming from the rafters. You know, and that's 3 parts of this, and you got to do them in that order, okay? So the man, he goes, all right, I'll do it. And he throws a gold piece in, and he takes that bottle of whiskey, he drinks the whole goddamn thing right there, right to the face. He kills that bottle of whiskey. He's there, where's that dog at? And then it's back in the back room there. So he goes in the back room, and there's howling and screaming and fighting, and they hear just the worst sounds ever. And then it gets real silent, and he comes out, and he's all cut up, and he's bleeding. He says, all right, well, where is that prostitute with the infected tooth?
I saw where we were headed, and I loved it anyway. Joe, that was very thoroughly entertaining.
Thanks.
That was good.
Also, sex work is legitimate. Not talking down on that.
Oh. As soon as Alex comes back, we'll hear the verdict.
I'm here. I'm here in spirit, and also physically I'm here. I'm just gonna eat this potato.
You're gonna eat the fuck? What are we gonna roll?
You're gonna have a bite of the potato.
It's a
Did you
little
put some fucking butter in it or some shit?
salt and pepper. It's a little overcooked.
I just want to bite of it. Can I have a bite?
You overdone it.
I overdid it.
So like what, 5-7 minutes? I'd put it for like 7.
I pressed
It's small,
make
though.
potato button on the.
Fucking potato button. God.
It's 2019. Who doesn't have a potato button?
I
I
don't.
don't know.
That is what I call it.
You're
There's
so
salt-
regressive.
There's salt
I
and
might
pepper
have
there.
one, you know, just not even. Really, I just haven't.
I want you all to know
about it.
officially that we can no longer roll potato as the potato is being consumed.
Guys, I'm hungover. I do
just-
not feel good,
we'll just
and I
roll
need
Alex.
this potato for me. Roll me.
All right, roll Alex to see if you overcook the potato.
You don't need to. It is very apparent.
My roll 18.
Did you roll Alex, though? That's what you got on your D20.
I rolled a natural. Luke rolled a natural 20.
God, y'all are rocking this table all over the place.
Yeah, that's right.
How.
You know what they say when the tables are rocking.
Time to play.
Oh, that was just it. When the tables are rocking.
Must be turkey night.
No, just that's it.
All right,
When the
Oh,
tables
the
are
table's
rocking.
rocking. Yeah. I've repeated that phrase a lot.
All right.
My childhood.
I said it a lot.
are we ready for the
As a
conclusion time?
I think you mean, y'all ready for this? There he is. Yeah. Yep.
You hear that music coming from the long hall as guards lead you out of the tent. It's been a few hours. It's nighttime now. And you're led back into the hall and up to the dais. You're bound again as you approach in the same ritualistic manner. And you get up there, and Fulin stands and addresses you and says, "It is the judgment of the tribe that the village of Pterodactyl shall be freed, its residents released,
Sweet.
and their council sought on what to do about the Lacanian problem.
Banging.
It is also the judgment of the tribe that the four of you, while dangerous, unpredictable, and unstable individuals,
You know, I've heard that about me.
Yeah, I know.
Are you my
shall be
therapist?
allowed to live.
Oh, sick, dude. Nice. Allowed.
And
Cool.
you have one more choice to make, and that is whether to go on your way, free and safe, will return your possessions, and you will no longer be welcome in our territory ever again. Or you may stay and help us
Take
until the
down
Lacanians are no
government.
longer a problem.
Revolution!
Dude, is there a revolution? Let's up our fingers and we can absolve the government.
I vote revolution. Are we all in for that?
There's my hand. I have a question.
Yes. Ulrich.
Couple questions. Personally, I'm stoked on like let's just take these bastards down, right? But didn't we like tell some dudes we were gonna report back?
I don't remember.
You know, it honestly it might just be this headache. Second question, wine? Do you have any that I could have?
Is that the moment?
Bitches.
Actually, I don't hate going out on Ulrich asking for wine and the Full House theme playing.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cutely timed.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
You know, that's pretty good, yeah.
No,
It's like
we're
a
good
Steve
then.
Urkel moment. Cheese, and then boom.
Can I have any wine? There's your character voice.
I was gonna say we should fucking skip town. We should we already fucked everything up. We should definitely go somewhere
We
else.
should fuck it up more. If we don't get into wacky misadventures, what's gonna happen?
We go to a different town. Do something else.
And fuck something up there.
Like any normal person, you just fucking move and do it again, right?
Well, that's so that's 2 votes for revolution, and Mandark's unsure. Steven?
Steven's in for revolution.
Okay.
He's been a pterodactylian his whole life. He's ready to.
Pterodactylian, maybe?
Pterodactylian. Ooh, I like that.
Pterodactylite.
Ooh, that's good. He's down for shaking off the yoke of the Lacanians.
That's 3 for revolution. Mandark, you still have reservations, but I assume you're going to go along with it.
It's Mandark. He's gonna
I'm
have
commanded by the
reservations.
groupthink, yeah, but I kind of just...
I am commanded by the group thing.
I'm looking over my shoulder like...
Mandark. Mandark responding.
I am commanded by the groupthink, but I also wish that we could go somewhere else.
He's
different.
We're gonna go to
Don't worry.
Lacania and fuck shit up.
He's gonna forget about it. He's gonna forget. Just show him something shiny. Quick.
Yep.
Show Mandark something shiny.
Natural 1 on my magic trick. Everything goes to hell.
Chip falls over, and I don't even
I
notice.
just fall over.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess I'm in for the revolution, but I kind of wish that we were just like.
But I'd like to be
leaving
home for
instead.
dinner. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like there's more problems over there. You know?
I
You
mean,
can call me whatever you want, but don't call me late for dinner.
Oh man.
I guess I support the revolution. I just don't really believe in getting my own hands dirty, so...
Oh,
Well,
it's
yeah,
not even
right.
that. It's just like we already ruined this town. You know? How many towns are there?
Ruined so many towns.
But if you think about it in a different way, maybe we saved the town from the Lacanian grip around its neck.
Or other places. Or around long haul.
I'm convinced as easily as a toddler. You're right, dude. It's totally. That's actually what happened.
That phrase is so good. I'm convinced as easily as a toddler.
He definitely saved it. Oh my god.
We are
There's your
so...
episode title right there.
That's the post-credits sound clip
Episode
right there.
12. I'm as convinced as easily.
Oh no, I think we've gotten at least like 5 or 6 post-credits sound bites out of this one.
Give me one more beer, Luke.
But, all right. Good trial, everyone.
Well, thanks.
All right.
How much experience do I get for the judge?
Everybody take...
Peyote.
Okay.
And game 2 commences now.
You know what? This was a little outside of everybody's comfort zone, including mine. And I think we all handled it relatively well. So let's take 300 experience.
I feel good
Oh
about
wow,
that.
that's a lot, isn't it?
Ooh, we're up to 1975.
That was a good year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a joke.
When
I
you
always say
level?
that at Speedway when they're like, "That'll be
What?
1911." And I'm like-
3,000.
and I'm like, well,
Not till
good year.
3,000?
I think so. That's right. Is
What?
that when we level up again?
I think that's right.
I can look
I'm not at 1,000 yet, which makes me sad.
We get 300.
You're at 1025 now.
I'm at 925.
You were at 725, weren't
I
you?
was at 625.
I thought it looked like a 7.
Oh.
I still have 75 points before I can be a level 3.
Oh, God.
That's okay though, because I'm about to go on tour, and
You're gonna go away.
while the rest of the party gears up for revolution against the Lacanians and hangs out and like gets drunk with elves, Steven is going to be working his own angle. He's going to be working a different angle and like recruiting or some bullshit like that.
But not like working angles.
Yeah.
He's gonna be man the phones.
Yeah. Knocking on doors.
Pledge drive.
Yeah.
You hit level 3 at 900 experience.
Then I level up.
Level 3!
Ah!
And it's 2,700
2,700
for...
for level
Okay.
4.
Damn.
So you guys are what, like 800 short?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get
there in, like,
See,
725.
if we had done trial by combat and killed the judge, then
We talked about this.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have succeeded, but I was willing to die that way. Like,
Now, if you guys had tried to escape, I would have not pulled my punches, and character death probably would have occurred. Not saying everybody would have died,
Wait, you would have killed us?
Rocks fall, everyone dies. You pick up a rock. It is the fabled Rock of Doom. You are dead.
Don't watch out for that Rock of Doom. Real quick, before we leave the table, let's all give a big special thanks, as this is probably Zach.
That's probably Zach, yeah.
That's probably Zach. That's probably Zach's last game with us for a little while. So let's thank our very first special guest, Mr. Steven.
I want to know exactly how what was originally intended to be like a 1 or 2 episode guest spot has now been for playing for fucking months.
I was going to ask you that question. Actually,
I like it a whole bunch.
Because our show has a lot of filler.
All killer, no filler, really. That's what I was
No, this is... I have thoroughly enjoyed myself. And Stephen may return, question mark, dramatic moment.
Is that the screaming frog? Yeah.
I love
like a car wreck.
That's actually what Stephen's battle cry sounds like.
Nice.
Sometimes it sounds like that, and sometimes it sounds like one of those screaming goats.
I like the idea that Steven is like, he's like,
Yes, yes. Into battle I go. Ha ha.
No, I look forward to playing Stephen again.
of the red smock.
Of the red smock.
Well, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for being a friend.
Y'all.
We'll see you some other time on SideQuest.
On SideQuest with FTR.
On SideQuest.
SideQuest.
Find that on Patreon.
SideQuest.
SideQuest.
Well, there you have it, folks. The thrilling conclusion to Chapter 1. Were you thrilled? Thank you all once more so much for listening. It has been an absolute pleasure to be able to make this show for you all, and something that we wouldn't be able to do if you weren't out there listening. And I really hope that you've enjoyed it half as much as we've enjoyed making it. Of course, as always, a very special sloppy thanks to our Patreon supporters, especially our Dungeon Crawler tier patrons, Arden and Patricia. Without them, we would absolutely not even be able to keep this thing on the internet. And if you'd like to join them in supporting us directly, you can do so at patreon.com/SideQuestFTR. For just as little as $1 a month, you get all your episodes early. Well, almost. You also get exclusive access to our 2-part pilot episode. That's 3 extra hours of side quest for your listening pleasure. See where the characters came from, or well, at least how they met in that bar that one time, and what brought them all together into the perfectly cohesive and well-oiled adventuring party that you know and love today. Don't worry, y'all, just because this is the end of Chapter 1 doesn't mean that we're planning on having any downtime. We expect to be back in 2 weeks with a brand new episode, the beginning of Chapter 2, and I am so fucking excited for it. Y'all, I have been playing this stupid fucking game for over 20 years, and I've been DMing since day 1 because it's the only way I could get my friends to play in 6th grade. And I have never been this excited about something that I've written for D&D. It's going to be really weird, it's going to be pretty different, and I think it's going to be fun. And don't forget to give us all the likes and shares. We're at SideQuestFTR on Twitter and Instagram. Find us on Facebook, give us reviews, please, and tell all of your friends about us using the hashtag SideQuestFTR so that they too can be privy to the funniest fucking thing on the internet. And before I let you go, I also wanted to announce that the Ford Theater Reunion does in fact have 2 shows on the calendar at this point coming up. One just 9 days from when this episode airs. That is Wednesday, April 10th, which just so happens to be 2 days before my birthday. So go ahead and get your fucking tickets, because we are going to be at the Southgate House Revival in Newport, Kentucky, in the Revival Room with our dear, sweet, sexy friends, Carrie Nation and the Speakeasy. Seriously, this is one of my favorite touring bands in the country of all time. Come see us play with them. It's going to be a hoot. And then later on down the line, on July 5th, that's a Friday, it'll be a hell of a loud way to dig into your holiday weekend. We are going to be at Cosmic Charlie's in Lexington, Kentucky, with the band that we actually married in a cave that one time, Denver, Colorado's Dreadnought. They are one of the most talented, dynamic, incredible metal bands you will ever have the pleasure of hearing. Tickets are also on sale for that one right now at the Cosmic Charlie's website. Don't miss out. We'd love to see you at a show. And if nothing else, we'll see you back here in 2 weeks for more SideQuest.
Can I roll potato?
Go ahead and roll potato.
All right.
I'm likely going to cook that potato before we leave here tonight. I want you guys to know that.
I fucking rolled potato.
Okay,
And,
potato.
Yeah.
In that case, everything that was going to happen happens anyway.
Right, exactly.
But a little bit starchier.